Good morning. I'm Jeaneanne Gettle, the Director of the Water Division at EPA Region 4, and I am very excited to be here today. Thank you, DeKalb County, for hosting us. In EPA Region 4, the Water Division works with water programs in the 8 southeastern states, including, of course, the great state of Georgia, where our regional office is headquartered. As the Director of the Water Division, one of my highest priorities is clean water for every individual and community in the Southeast. EPA is committed to making transformational investments in America's water infrastructure to provide clean water to those communities. We are delighted to be here today to announce a new loan being awarded to DeKalb County under EPA's Water Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act, or the WIFIA program. And it is now my honor to welcome our first speaker, Mr. Michael Thurmond, who is DeKalb County's Chief Executive Officer. Mr. Thurmond was elected Chief Executive Officer of DeKalb County in 2016, and his priorities are consistent with EPA's, including removing blight, fulfilling the federal-state sewer consent agreement, and ensuring accurate water bills. Help me welcome CEO Michael Thurmond to the podium for his remarks.
Good morning.
Morning. Morning.
This is truly a beautiful day in DeKalb County, Georgia. And I want to thank Ms. Gettle first for her leadership, her support, for being a DeKalb County resident. Give her a hand, isn't that cool? And for her outstanding work at EPA. I also want to take a moment to recognize many of the outstanding guests that we have with us today. You will hear from them shortly, but I want to officially welcome you to the beautiful county of DeKalb, the great state of Georgia. First of all, Ms. Radhika Fox. Ms. Fox is the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Assistant Administrator. Let's just give her a round of applause. Thank you so much for being here. A young man I've known since he was a freshman at Clark Atlanta University, who is an amazing leader, a loving husband and father, and I can't tell you just how personally proud I am and how proud DeKalb County is of our Region 4 EPA Administrator, Mr. Daniel Blackman. Yes. You already met Ms. Gettle, who is the Region 4 Water Protection Division Director. To my left, is District 7 Commissioner, the Chair of Public Works, our committee here in DeKalb County. All of the infrastructure amendments, appropriations must receive approval from this young lady and her committee, so y'all be real nice to her. And, District 7 Commissioner, Ms. Lorraine Cochran-Johnson. Yeah. To my right, Commissioner from District 3, this is your district. He gave us permission to actually come and host this press conference in his district today. He's also the president of NACO, the National County Officers Association. He's the leader of some 4,000 elected county officials around this nation. An amazing public servant, a great friend, Commissioner Larry Johnson. We must have support from our communities and our community leaders, and we must receive feedback, constructive criticism when necessary, to help us plot a course and a vision to improve and repair and upgrade our water systems. Ms. Juliet Cohen is the co-chair of our CIP Advisory Group. She does a great job also with the Chattahoochee River and keeping it safe for the citizens of North Georgia and for our state. Let's give Ms. Cohen a round of applause. Thank you so much. Where is Ms. Cohen? She's over here. There's Ms. Cohen. Okay, over there. So thank you all so much. I'll stop, but let me just say this. These loans, these WIFIA loans, make it possible for us to correct years, quite frankly, of neglect where we did not make the proper investments. Because EPA has been such an important and engaged partner with DeKalb County, we are able to make the investments and do it in a way that is not overly burdensome to our ratepayers. I thank you so much at the regional and national office, and I thank you on behalf not only of myself and my fellow members of the governing authority, but the nearly 800,000 residents of DeKalb County. But for you, we would not be here celebrating this amazing day. Thank you.
Thank you, CEO Thurmond. The commitment to clean water starts at the highest levels in EPA, where we have recognized and prioritized the crucial need to invest in water infrastructure and the transformational potential of those investments. And you cannot find a more avid advocate for clean water for communities than our Assistant Administrator for the Office of Water, Radhika Fox. We are lucky to have Assistant Administrator Fox here with us today, and we are lucky to have her leading in the Office of Water at EPA. Assistant Administrator Fox has more than 20 years of experience in developing policies, programs, and issue-based advocacy campaigns. She has worked as the U.S. Water Alliance CEO and spearheaded the popular advocacy campaign, Imagine a Day Without Water. Prior to joining the U.S. Water Alliance, Assistant Administrator Fox directed policy and government affairs for the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission. It is now my honor to introduce EPA's Assistant Administrator for the Office of Water, Radhika Fox.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Yes, good morning. So I want to first start by saying Happy Infrastructure Week. All around the country, communities are celebrating the value of infrastructure like what we're talking about here today. I'm so excited to be with you, CEO Michael Thurmond, Commissioner Larry Johnson, Commissioner Lorraine Cochran-Johnson, and of course my dear friend, Region 4 Administrator Daniel Blackman. It's just so wonderful to be with all of you today. You know, water is so essential to our daily lives. If you think about it, from the moment when we get up in the morning and make that first cup of coffee to the end of the day when we brush our teeth, water is essential to everything that we do. But what we often don't think about is the infrastructure, the water systems that make that happen, that deliver that clean, safe water to every home, to every business, to every community. And but it's essential to everything. And so EPA is so proud to be partnered with local communities like DeKalb to help you access water infrastructure funding like the WIFIA loan that we're celebrating today. You know, Jeaneanne mentioned I worked at the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission at a local water agency just like this. And I remember the day that we received our first WIFIA loan. And what it meant that we could deliver more projects like this to our communities, and we could do it at a lower cost. And so that's why I'm so thrilled to join you to celebrate and to announce DeKalb's second WIFIA loan, $284 million that will help finance a $579 million water infrastructure renewal program. And this program that you're running, CEO Thurmond, it is something that is helping these water systems improve, helping improve and protect public health, but you are also creating 2,000 good-paying jobs. You are helping prevent 70 water main breaks that can be so disruptive to neighborhoods when they happen. And you're doing it because of the low-cost financing from the EPA. You'll be saving ratepayers, residents of DeKalb, $62 million while you do it. So, congratulations. Just truly, congratulations. And the EPA, we are so proud of the WIFIA program. We have closed about 83 WIFIA loans since the program started. It has delivered $32 billion in investment to communities all around the country, and it's created over 95,000 jobs while we've made those investments. It's simply incredible what this program has done. And you know, those are big numbers, but really what it means at the local level is that EPA is your partner. We are partners to you at the local level, at the state level, as you're working to meet pressing water and needs in your communities. And What we're celebrating today, this investment, this project, it's an example of what's more to come because of President Biden's vision and leadership in getting the bipartisan infrastructure law in place. And I want to acknowledge that the Georgia congressional delegation was essential in getting the bipartisan infrastructure law done. Whether it was Senator Joan Ossoff, Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock, Representative David Scott, Representative Lewis McBath, Representative Hank Johnson, they all made these investments a reality for Georgia. In fact, we're going to be investing over the next 5 years at EPA $50 billion in water infrastructure improvements all around the country. And this year alone, 2022 alone, Georgia will be receiving $158 million through the bipartisan infrastructure law. So there is so much to celebrate. I want to congratulate DeKalb on your achievement today, and more to come. So again, happy Infrastructure Week.
Thank you, Assistant Administrator Fox. We're proud to be joined here today by representatives from Senator Raphael Warnock's office, and to have remarks offered on behalf of Senator Ossoff by his State Director, Ms. Chandra Harris. Ms. Harris?
Good morning. It's a beautiful morning to be here for such a great announcement with some great friends and leaders here in DeKalb County. I'm Chandra Harris from Senator Ossoff's office. Wanted to share some greetings from the Senator who's in Washington today. The WIFIA program has been critical, as many of you know, to investing in Georgia's water infrastructure by providing long-term, low-cost loans for projects of regional and national significance. Including this award that we're celebrating today, in the last 5 years alone, the Metro Atlanta region has received over $610 million in loan awards through WIFIA. DeKalb's award will allow the county to make critical investments in their drinking water system to protect public health today and for years to come for over 75,000 residents in this area where we're standing today. These investments in Georgia's water infrastructure are a top priority for Senator Ossoff, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you today announcing this investment, and will be even more excited to come back and celebrate the completion of the project in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Senator Warnock.
We appreciate the support of both Senator Ossoff and Senator Warnock. Thank you for being here today. It is now my pleasure to introduce Larry Johnson, who represents District 3 on the Board of the Commissioners of DeKalb County. Mr. Johnson?
Thank you. All right, good morning and welcome to Merriam Lane. This is a very precious neighborhood. If you look around, the nice yards, the magnolia trees, just the peace and quiet. And these are established Decatur residents who've been here for years. And Tony Valley is up the way. And then it leads you to Candler Road, which is one of the amazing roads. I want to call it Boulevard. That's my next step. But it leads you to the life of just precious people in our community. I just want to thank first our President Biden. I was on the press conference on Monday with all of our mayors and all our representatives across the country, and just thank him for what I call the bipartisan infrastructure law bill for short. It's $55 billion that's going to be invested all over the nation, and $284 million is coming to DeKalb, and we appreciate that. So let's give the President a hand and Vice President Harris. And it's very crucial to the lifeblood of what we're doing, and so I'm just excited to be here, to be represented, the people in our area, and just thank the EPA and what you all are doing, and Ms. Fox and Mr. Blackman. You all represent what we've been trying to do around infrastructure for years, and now we will save the residents of DeKalb $62 million. And that's a lot of money that we can use for other projects in our area. So thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to see these projects coming to fruition, because the residents of DeKalb and District 3, this will help us go a long way in making sure our water is clean, our water and sewer system is safe and efficient, And this is a good time for us. And thank you, Mr. CEO, just for your leadership, because he has done everything underground. But I want to know he's a leader above ground. And he has done some amazing work that I think years to come we will be able to see and maintain. I want to thank our watershed team that's here as well. Just really bringing the vision and helping the folks in DeKalb to make sure our water is safe and clean. So thank you so much, and thank you for the loan. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner Johnson. And now it's my pleasure to introduce DeKalb County Commissioner Lorraine Cochran-Johnson, who represents District 7.
Good morning, everyone. Of course, I am Lorraine Cochran-Johnson, and I do represent District 7, but I also chair Public Works and Infrastructure. I stand here this morning, and it is truly a new day in DeKalb. We said it was a new day, CEO, when we began the replacement of the water meters. But today, I hope everyone that's present truly understands the magnitude of this moment for us. DeKalb has come such a long way. When you look at infrastructure and you look at water, you're looking at not only public health, but also long-term economic development. Through these loans, you know, I feel, CEO, I need to call you back because I've had to read all these documents as the chair of PWI. So for me, I know what it has taken us to get here today. I understand the magnitude of what's ahead of us because in many instances here in DeKalb, we're dealing with over 100 years of necessary replacement of pipes and infrastructure. And through the expansion, replacement, and enlarging those pipes, it increases our capacity to grow as a county, and it creates a new trajectory for us all. So when we talk about saving $62 million, this is far greater than the savings. So I am thankful. I want to say thank you to Maria Hauser, because we've created dynamic models and systems that have led us to this day. We've had to negotiate and renegotiate with the EPA, so thanks to Ms. Fox and Mr. Blackman, because things have not always been easy to get us to this point. But this allows us to continue ongoing CIP and capital improvement. And I'm also very excited to say that it doesn't just stop here because, you know, I think it's Habakkuk 2, verses 2 through 3, that says, write the vision and make it plain. And here in DeKalb, CEO, I'm so proud to say that we recently passed our ongoing water sewer improvement plan that carries us through 2050. I've read all these things, word for word. So that's why I stand here and I get so excited because I know where we are and I know from whence we've come. So I want to honestly just say from the bottom of my heart, CEO, I watch you emphatically in the work that you've done and how you've gone about doing it. Not everyone could have done this, or it would have been done a long time ago. Due to the cost that's associated with the improvements that we're undertaking, this was not a small challenge. This has been a Herculean task. So I also want to thank our legal department, who is engaged in countless meetings to get us to this point. Maria Hauser, who's been the champion of the development of our static models. And to all of you that have come here today, welcome to the new DeKalb and to the EPA. Thank you so much. This is an investment that you will see for generations to come, and I'm proud to be a part of that team that sat at the table during these critical conversations and had the ability to support CEO Thurmond as we made this possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Cochran-Johnson. I also want to acknowledge that we have representation here from Congresswoman Nikema Williams' office. Aaron Johnson has joined us. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Juliet Cohen, the DeKalb County Watershed Capital Improvements Program Advisory Group co-chair. In addition to her role as the advisory group co-chair, Ms. Cohen has served as the executive director for the Chattahoochee Riverkeeper since 2015. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Cohen.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here among so many hardworking and committed professionals at every level, from those in the field to those at county and state and federal levels. We know every day what it takes to deliver clean water and to protect public health, and so we are deeply appreciative of what everyone here is doing to deliver that clean water, to deliver jobs, and to deliver it at a great savings to the residents of DeKalb. And I am actually a DeKalb resident for the last 19 years, in addition to serving as director of Chattahoochee Riverkeeper and co-chair of the CIP Advisory Group. The CIP Advisory Group has been tracking the capital improvement program and consent decree work for more than a decade, and we do see a new light and a new day here at DeKalb County. And for that reason, the advisory group has asked me to read a statement in support of all of the good work that is happening here today. So the Capital Improvement Program Advisory Group was formed more than a decade ago to ensure there was input from informed professionals and county residents with regard to the Department of Watershed Management's Capital Improvement Program and consent decree with EPA, ensuring that we have a modern, efficient system supplying water to DeKalb County is a shared priority for all of us. Our Department of Watershed Management is currently supplying water to almost 800,000 residents, and by 2060 it will be nearly 1 million people. With such a great demand on our water resources now and in the future, the members of the advisory group are pleased to see the EPA provide low-cost financing for system updates to DeKalb County's water infrastructure system. We look forward to participating in the implementation of the important projects that this funding will allow the county to tackle between now and 2028. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Cohen. And last, but certainly not least, it is my privilege to introduce our own Region 4 Administrator, Daniel Blackman. President Biden appointed Daniel Blackman to serve as the Regional Administrator for EPA's Southeast Region in November of 2021. In this role, Regional Administrator Blackman is leading efforts to protect public health and the environment for the region spanning Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and 6 federally recognized tribes. Regional Administrator Blackman has dedicated his career to creating economic opportunities for marginalized communities throughout the South, specifically in building more resilient communities with equitable economic opportunity, greater access to education, and a healthy environment for all. Please join me in welcoming Regional Administrator Daniel Blackman to the podium.
Thank you, DeKalb County, for providing this tree canopy. I think it's important as we enter into the summer months in the state of Georgia that we recognize how important it is to enjoy this time. It could not have been a more beautiful and quality day than what we've inherited. I want to thank those offices represented here, Nakima Williams, Senator Ossoff, and Senator Warnock's office. I want to thank my good friend, Michael Thurmond has known me since I was 19, so this is a very long time coming, but there's so many people here that have been a part of this. To Radhika Fox, who is leading our efforts out of D.C. and doing a phenomenal job. We don't get to see each other as much as we would like, but as she travels around the country, we always welcome her to Region 4. And to my colleague, Jeaneanne Gettle, who is doing phenomenal work around water, not only in the state of Georgia, but around our region. It is so important for us to recognize the opportunities that exist, not only in DeKalb County, but in this state. And to those of you that surround us, the workers, and those that are going to help to make this vision a reality. Infrastructure is beyond important, but our greatest natural resource are the people that live in our counties and our communities. And I want to thank all of you for being here today. Being the last speaker, I'm not going to hold you up too long, but I want to thank you for joining us. And I want to thank all those who have spoke, especially both Johnsons, the commissioners that represent DeKalb County. There is so much of a really great presence and opportunity when you have great representation. Millions in the state of Georgia live at or below poverty. And the opportunity to save $62 million in these types of situations goes a long way, but it speaks volumes to the leadership that represents these areas. The event today is to celebrate this announcement of $248 million WIFIA loan that DeKalb County has secured to modernize their water infrastructure, which is critical to all of us, not only in DeKalb County, but around the United States. And I thank my boss, Michael Regan, but also the President of the United States, Joe Biden, for making a priority the interests and the quality and health of the communities in which we serve. For those that may not know me, I was sworn as EPA Regional Administrator, as Jeaneanne mentioned, here in the Southeast region, not even 6 months ago. And it should be a testament to know that within the brief time that we've been here, being able to secure these opportunities for counties like DeKalb means a lot, but speaks to the accelerated goals and priorities that we have as a region, but also our commitments to ensuring that these communities have what they need. As the EPA Regional Administrator, I've had the opportunity to not only partner with our 8 states here in the Southeast, but also engage with local communities. We've hit the ground running, focused on issues that deal with the climate crisis, while also helping to ensure investments are made to underserved communities. This includes our indigenous populations who joined us this week in our Region 4 office to speak about the concerns of those 6 federally recognized tribes that are within Region 4. As my EPA colleague Radhika Fox mentioned, water is a precious resource, and this loan will help ensure your drinking water system is more resilient through this modernization project. Now, I want to pause and say something that's not on my notes, because a lot of times we talk about these large amounts of monies and we say these numbers really quickly in our talking points. But she mentioned $50 billion. And I want you all to understand the significance that that type of investment has in the United States and in states like Georgia and counties like DeKalb. That is a tremendous amount that is going to help to repair, rebuild, replenish, and restore our communities, our counties, and our nation. By improving water infrastructure, we're also improving the quality of life and public health in our communities. And also, thanks to the recent historic bipartisan infrastructure law, many more of these communities will benefit from the win-win of water infrastructure investment. Here in Georgia, as Radhika mentioned, this means over $158 million this year from the bipartisan infrastructure law for water and wastewater infrastructure investments. That means that not only will this impact us today, but for generations to come. As I close out, I just want to say how excited I am for DeKalb County as you move forward in your water modernization project with the support of the WIFIA loan. I'm so proud of DeKalb, setting an example that I hope is a blueprint for other counties around the nation to follow. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all those who shared their comments. At this time, I'm going to turn it back over to Jeaneanne Gettle.
Thank you, Daniel. Well, just join me in thanking all of our speakers one more time, and all of the representatives that have come out, and all of you for being here today for this celebration. This concludes our formal comments, and at this time I'd like to see if there are any questions from members of the press.
I have a question.
Certainly.
How rare is it for a jurisdiction to receive 2 WIFIA loans?
Oh. It is quite an accomplishment that DeKalb has received. This is their second WIFIA loan. They received one on the wastewater side, so congratulations.
Are there any other questions or final comments?
From people who are actually from the media. How about that?
Certainly.
No, we're good.
Anything else? Well, thank you again. We appreciate you being here today. We appreciate the support, and we're very excited about this project that is destined to improve and give us safer and cleaner water here in DeKalb County. Thank you.